What's up, y'all? It's the MsBoucheBag. MsBoucheBag to you. Okay. Since this is super late because I wasn't around last night, today I had an audition, a callback. So fingers crossed for that. But yeah, I've just been out all day. I did watch about 45 minutes of the show, and then the last 15, 20, whatever. Yeah, I just watched it now, and it's like 5 p.m. and that is about 8 p.m. on the East Coast. So yes, I'm very, very late. Matter of fact, y'all probably watching the shows from tonight already, but I'm still gonna put this out. And definitely both shows that I reviewed for tonight. So what is that? Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Basketball Wives. Both of those are going to be sometime tomorrow. All right, for sure. Definitely not going down. I'm not even going, child, none of it. Okay. All right. So, okay, they're still on the reunion. And they're talking about Porsha right now. And they're like, well, Porsha, do you guys think that Porsha was bullied? And of course, people are like, no, she wasn't bullied. But like I said, throughout the season, yes, Porsha was being bullied. They were really harassing her. I do think she blew up a little bit too out of hand at Kandi. But all in all, they were totally making a mockery of her trying to go to anger management. Well, I guess because they didn't really know if she was going or whatever, and she didn't really have to tell them. All you have to do is know that she isn't whatever thing y'all are scared of anymore. But yeah, they definitely, they made her the scapegoat for like everything. So they were like, I guess the guy, he's like, well, has Cynthia bullied you? And she was like, well, not by herself. And she was like, well, wait a minute, have I bullied you when other people are around? Basically, once one person jumps on Porsha, everybody jumps on her, because I guess it's just on that side of the couch is the 3 people that she has fought before, or, you know, came at, or something like that. So yeah, everybody, once one person comes at Porsha, like everybody just attacks her, and she's always left alone. And we already know motherfucking Fefe ain't there to help. So she just sits idly by and just let Porsha take all of that shit. And then people like, oh, you getting mad? What about your anger management? As if anger management takes away people's emotions. Like, you're not a human anymore. Like, it's not a fucking lobotomy, bitches. They're not drilling into her brain and taking out the part that makes her get upset. She's just trying to learn to control her emotions, so you should probably stop fucking with her emotions. Yeah, so either way, they just say yes, they do bully her. And Kandi was like, well, not me. She's like, well, bitch, I didn't say you. I said as a whole, the girls do be bullying her. She did not specifically say any particular person. Let me see. And she was like, well, she does know specifically that Kenya does target Porsha. And of course, Kenya doesn't believe it and acts like it's not fucking true. She was like, really? So she's being bullied? Was she bullied when she chased that girl down the thing? Was she bullied then? Oh. Okay, Kenya, so your logic is because nobody was bullying her at that time, that means nobody has ever bullied her? Or that you specifically don't be bullying her? Yeah, it doesn't mean that. That doesn't even make any sense, but it was cute. You tried. And basically, I don't know, were you being bullied when you were following her down the street, chasing her? She was trying to get away, you know, like anger management taught her to do. And you were trying to trigger her? Were you being bullied? No, you were doing the bullying, right? Yeah, because you're a bitch. Okay. Matt, breaking Kenya's shit. Okay. I'm like, what? He did what to her? Okay. They're asking her, why you keep on taking him back? And men don't change, even if you think there is a chance for potential. So I think that one of the callers like called in about that. And Cynthia was like, well, even I just sat around and I wonder, like, why do you keep fucking trying to get with this guy? Like, really? Because they're asking her, why does she even intervene? So basically, Kenya's saying, you know, she was silly. She thought that she could work it out, and, you know, he's a great guy and all of this and all of that. And ultimately, it just didn't work out. And Cynthia said she intervened because she was honestly kind of scared that he was going to flip the fuck out. And Candy was like, I mean, it started to get progressively more and more aggressive and violent. So although he didn't ever hit Kenya, he's probably gonna wind up beating her ass at some fucking point. I mean, he blacked out her cameras. That's what Candy said. And that is some serious shit, because once you black out the cameras, if she don't get somebody out to fix that at any time, he could start committing all kinds of crimes for which she will have no proof. Okay? There's that. All right. Sheree, why are you saying that Kenya provoked Matt when you were also abused? And she was like, I wasn't talking about, you know, her provoking Matt. I was talking about all of these girls. Okay, let me just say what I'm going to say. They were saying that it seemed like it came off like you were kind of mocking the whole thing, the abuse, and you stuck up for Matt. And then my point is, Kenya literally absolutely does provoke people. And anybody, I mean one fucking person that could tell me that she doesn't, that she isn't at best a horrible person. I'm evil, petty, childish, condescending. I mean, everything bad that exists in the world is within this person, and she spews it out into the world on a consistent basis. She's pure evil. And I mean, I don't even know her and I'm provoked. I feel like I would just fight her if I saw her on the street. I dislike her that much, and she never did nothing to me. So I could imagine being a person who has to sit around this incessant babble on a consistent basis, and the babble has the nerve to be condescending. Like, bitch, I will fuck you up. So no, I absolutely do not condone men beating up women. But I don't condone, you know, someone just being emotionally abusive to people either. I say, logically, they should have just stopped fucking with each other. He should have gotten out for his own sanity, but maybe he crazy, okay? And she should have gotten out for her sanity, because with a mouth like yours, Kenya, a person that talk that much shit, you definitely get a man who is passive. See, you can bully passive people. You don't get somebody big and strong with motherfucking muscles all over the place and fucking start talking shit to him. You don't do that. That is not logical. That doesn't make sense. That's like me going and trying to fight a giant wrestler. They're gonna beat me up, okay? Okay? So you can't win against someone enormous who is also aggressive back. So you have to be aggressive with someone who is passive. So you're gonna need a much more passive man. That's the only thing that I could really give you. Or someone who doesn't have any feelings or doesn't take you seriously, so that none of the things that you say actually hurt him in any way. And he's just like, Kenya, she's a card. Yeah, you need somebody like that. Anyhow, also the second thing is with the abuse thing that she's going back and forth with Sheree, is that Sheree was actually abused and Kenya was not, okay? Some things happened to some of her belongings, which I'm telling you, my money, I don't play with. I would fuck somebody up. Very upsetting, frightening as fuck. Still, she didn't get physically abused. So it's kind of different. And provoking someone to get pissed off and break your window is different than blaming someone for provoking someone to get mad and break their window is different than blaming someone for provoking them to become a violent person within a relationship. It's different. Violent physically towards the person, not violent towards inanimate objects. Whew. Okay. And I'm sick of dancing around all these motherfucking words, so let me get off of this. So why did you reveal, why did Kenya reveal Sheree's secret, since she knew that nobody knew that Sheree was, had been physically abused? And she was like, well, I didn't do it like that. And Porsha was like, yes, you did. You did it in a very negative way. It was, it was taunting. And Phaedra was like, yes, it was done in a very taunting manner. It was taunting. So Kenya thinks that she brought it out, you know, in a sweet sort of way, and they're like, no. She was like, girl, you even got on the ground and start quacking or something. Sure did. Like, don't stoop to your level. Like, let me get down on that level and shit. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. It wasn't classy, girl. That's for sure. Okay, so Sheree saying that she don't know how Kenya knew anyway. She was like, come on now. You know I don't hang with her. You know I didn't tell this bitch nothing. None of my business. So, Kenya was like, we have talked before. She was like, no, we haven't. She said something about like do you remember like we were at the hotel or something? She was like, oh, really? So she told you? She was like, I'm not divulging if she told me or not. I'm just saying, do you remember that time? So yeah, bitch, you just divulged it. You know what? And I guess it's in a nasty way, because she was like, when they asked about how she brought up Sheree's abuse, and she was like, well, did I do it in a playing way? No. It was very taunting. Yeah. So once again, you done told on this other girl in a somewhat taunting way, but it was a little bit calmer. I'll give you that. But Sheree is like, I mean, well, all of this shit that you fucking be talking, why are you scared of Porsha, but you're not scared of Matt? And he's like right there in your house, like someone physically doing something to you, very scary on a consistent basis, and you're like, oh, I'm fine with it. I'll deal with it. Yeah, it don't make no motherfucking sense. Matt said, apparently wrote something online or whatever, that Kenya had hired him. So one of the people wrote in like, when you gonna stop having fake storylines and get a real man? And she was like, first of all, bitch, my storyline is real. We really were fucking dating, and Matt is lying like he always be lying. She was like, he wrote a rant, another long ass rant, because that's what the fuck he does. It's like a fucking psychopath. So the guy is like, well, so you got a new man now, huh? And she was like, bitch, that was just between me and you. Okay. He put your business in the streets, all up in the streets and on TV, and was like, you know what? Don't edit that out. You better leave that. You better leave it. You better leave it. That's what he did. Okay, so Matt doesn't know anything about him, because he was like, does Matt don't know nothing? But I guess Matt must have alluded to it in his very long letter that he posted. And she was like, whatever, he don't know nothing about it. I don't give a fuck what he write. He's a psychopath, a psycho. And they're asking her, no, I guess somebody wrote in, why are you so patient with Matt, and then they turn around for Porsha and you don't got like zero patience for her? Kenya's answer was, because I loved it, Matt, and I don't give a fuck about Porsha. Like, we were never friends, so whatever. Stop acting like she's supposed to tell you anything about her if you were never fucking friends. Why would she be sharing her most personal things, her deep secrets, knowing how shady your motherfucking ass is? That's number one. I'm not stopping because of that. And y'all not friends. I mean, you're a girl. Yeah, so they were never friends. But then Kenya went on to say that she does feel, you know, bad. She feels embarrassed for the message that she sent, because the person called her strong, and you know, but basically saying she looked like a sucker chasing behind this motherfucking dude. And she was like, yeah, it was dumb, and she is embarrassed about the message that she sent. When you see those types of warning signs, like, it could really get dangerous. It could cost you your life. So you need to leave when you first start seeing the signs. Don't wait around. Don't try to make it better. Don't think it's gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. Okay. All right. So I'm glad she said that. Then they go to Phaedra, and they're like, okay, so is your divorce final or nay? She was like, yeah, but he keeps on contesting it. And he's like, why? Isn't he engaged? She was like, yes. And that's what everybody been saying. Why the fuck won't you let this motherfucking woman have a divorce from you if you have already moved on? It don't even make no sense. So they also asked her, why was she so secretive about dating? And she was like, I'm not secretive. He was like, well, you dating somebody? No, I'm not. But you know what? You had hooked me up, though. You had hooked me up. And he was like, okay, woo, Shamar Moore? Would you date him? And then they showed like a little thing of him kissing on her, and then I got all... My husband's over there. Oh, yeah. Okay, and then she was like, we'll see. So really, is Shamar more checking for Phaedra? Really? Okay. All right, Shamar, well, I guess we will see. He goes on and he switches over to Candy, and he's like, Candy, your mama, come on now. Come on now. You know she was out of line when she went to a damn lawyer to try to get into Phaedra's business about her motherfucking divorce. And she was like, yeah, she really was out of line. And Phaedra was like, you know, it's just whatever. I mean, why are y'all always so evil to me? You just sit around thinking of evil shit to do. And I never did nothing to y'all. And Candy's like, you did a lot of stuff to me. And she's like, well, your mother, playing little investigator, need to go and investigate about that little restaurant of yours and why it ain't open. And Candy was like, our restaurant is opening this week, bitch. And don't be trying to call around and put the word out and make it be all negative and try to turn people away. So then Phaedra's like, first of all, what makes you think that I just sit around giving a damn about you or paying you any attention? What makes you think you're so fucking important to me? She was like, I mean, hello, we saw it on the damn screen. We saw you with Johnny and your little lawyer friend that you keep on taking him to as if you need to be there. And she was like, look, I didn't go out looking for Johnny. Yeah. So like all of these months after we weren't working together anymore, like out of the blue, he suddenly just finds you specifically to go and try to get help to sue me, and you decide to help him fucking sue me. She was like, and then I saw you talk about, oh, well, you did a rough calculation, and your calculation was that he was only getting paid like $2 and some change per hour. She was like, now I see why you don't win no cases, because your calculations is off. And she was like, and now I see why you're getting sued, because you don't pay your employees. She's like, whatever. So he asked Phaedra, if the bomb threat was fake, then why did you have to get all the security? She was like, that's my regular security from when I travel. I mean, come on, we all have security, right? And everybody was like, crickets. No, I don't have no security. You got security? No, I don't have security. No. The consensus is none of us don't have security, girl. It was just you. And it was just right then on that day, because apparently nobody never seen you with security no other time than that. And Candy's like, well, you told this person that this person was your security. She was like, you weren't there, so that is hearsay. She was like, it's not hearsay that you said the person was your security guard or your bodyguard. Like that's a real fucking thing. So she was like, basically everybody wants to keep on trying to bring up this thing about this man. I told y'all he did not do a bomb threat. All the charges were dropped completely. There are no pending charges against him. So if he had done something, surely we wouldn't have just let him go. And I'm thinking that when she first heard of the bomb threat, yeah, you're going to get security. And she had already said that her parents bought it, but whether she bought it or if somebody else bought it, until you know the situation, until she gets there and can actually talk to this motherfucker and see if he's crazy and coming there to kill her, all she knows is that somebody, that the news is saying somebody tried to kill her when she was out of town, and she needs to travel with security until she gets everything all cleared up. I don't think that that was a dumb thing to do. And I think that anybody that was in that situation would have got some security too. I bet y'all motherfuckers would have had security then, right? And he's like, okay, why didn't you want to share about, why don't you like sharing shit with the motherfuckers, with nobody else? You're divorced, you ain't want nobody to know. And then when your pregnancy, wait, divorce with the child, I don't even know what the hell I wrote. Anyway, she was like, well, basically these people ain't my friends. Like, my friends, or people who care about me, yeah, like I told them, they know stuff about me. These bitches don't care about me except for Porsha, and that's who I be talking to. So it's like, Porsha, did you know that Phaedra's divorce? No, Porsha, did she know that she was like telling everybody about Phaedra's divorce when she spilled the beans? And I was like, Phaedra gonna be mad as hell at her. But I guess she explained it to her or whatever, so it got all cleared up. But no, she did not know, and she said she figured it out like right then, and she was like, ugh. It seemed like Kenya didn't actually know that you were divorced yet. So with me trying to explain that, I wound up spilling the beans. I'm sorry, girl. I'm like, that's okay, boo boo. I'm like, okay. Oh, y'all so cute. That's not really. Okay. And yeah, Phaedra, you lied about your divorce date and your motherfucking due date. And once again, these bitches ain't my friends. She was like, but I do got something for you. So she hands him the papers. It's the divorce decree. Sometime in July 16, it was supposedly finalized. And then Kenya's like, but she spelled the names wrong or did some shit like that, and then it got contested because she tried to lie, and even the judge said he don't care if you're a celebrity, you can't just do what the fuck you want to do, and this and that is gonna happen, and blah. And she's just coming with all kinds of information about this motherfucking case. And she's just like, okay, but nothing was held from him. He did get all of the information with his name in the prison. There was correspondence back and forth. And how do you supposedly know so much motherfucking information about my husband? You still talking to him? You still talking to him? Okay. She was like, whatever, Phaedra. You're not divorced, and you didn't do what you were supposed to do in order to let this man properly divorce you. So she's just talking a whole bunch of motherfucking bullshit. And I'm just saying, it really do sound like Kenya is still in contact with Apollo, right? Because, bitch, don't tell me about my motherfucking divorce and my husband. And he's supposed to be engaged, but we know he's a cheater, right? So, I don't know where Miss Kenya's getting all her info, but she seemed to have a little too much motherfucking info for my taste, if you know what I mean. So, let me know if y'all think that she's sneaking in some calls to Apollo in jail. Okay, then they did some shit with all of the kids, them from when they were little and now they big as hell. And they're showing the fashion show with Cairo and Noel, right? And she said, somebody wrote in to Cynthia, why did you try to get Cairo to work for a Dora the Explorer bag, knowing that Sheree all about money? And she was like, first of all, bitch, I don't do Dora Explorer, okay? I mean, she's cute and everything, but my bags are fabulous. And Kenya's like, yes, they are fabulous. She was like, yeah, so that's what we're not doing. And then Sheree was like, oh, could you tell that caller that he still didn't get his bag? She was like, I was under the impression that he got his bag that day. She was like, he picked out a bag, but he did not ever get it. She was like, he'll have it today. Don't come for me on TV. Yeah. And they were asking about Cairo's DUI. And she was like, yeah, he has gone to court, but his DUI wasn't from drinking. His DUI was the cops pulled him and his friend over. He was driving, and he was like, have you been drinking? And they were like, no. And they, scaring them because they young, 18, 19, 20, whatever fucking age they are. And it was like, you been smoking or doing anything like we smoked? Well, I smoked, before. Like, not now, like earlier. So the DUI was just like, he was just there with his friend or whatever. So they were like, okay, well, since now you know that Cairo got into his little bit of trouble and all of that shit, do you feel bad about when you try to drag Mimi for her son being in trouble for shoplifting or something? And she was like, yeah, I do feel bad, and I really should apologize for that, because they're kids and they do stupid stuff and they mess up, and we can't do really anything about our kids living their own lives and fucking up. So it should just be off limits. We shouldn't be talking about each other's kids and shit like that. Then they get to Candy with her sleepy ass Riley, and they're like, Riley did not seem interested in the slightest bit in being in the studio singing. Girl, she might as well have been sleep singing. Looked like her eyes was closed. I mean, it was the dullest moment of the whole entire season. I almost turned the TV off. Anyway, yeah, she wasn't excited at fucking all. So Candy was like, but she got very, very excited after her song dropped, and Nicki Minaj like came and talked to her on Twitter or Facebook or wherever the fuck she was at, Instagram or something, and was like, oh, congratulations on your song. She was like, she was hyped up. Yeah, anybody be hyped up. That still don't mean she want to be a singer. He's like, back to what I said though, is this your dream or hers? She was like, my group are getting back together, okay? So I don't have no time to be trying to work on living vicariously through her. I'm too busy. We don't have a lot of time anyway. He was like, escape getting back together. She was like, yeah, we talking about getting together and touring together and doing a movie. Did y'all see everybody's face when she said that? I mean, the jealousness was running rampant, okay? Because I was even jealous. I can't even sing. I can't never be an escape. I was jealous for something that has nothing to do with me whatsoever. So I know them bitches was all jealous as hell. But yeah, okay, go Candy, go Candy. Yeah, so basically she's saying she got time to be forcing her daughter to sing songs that she don't want to sing. And then we get into the juice, okay? Sheree and Bob. She says that Bob was basically really emotionally and verbally abusive throughout their relationship. Mostly those things, but they did have physical altercations as well. And Bob's a big ass motherfucker. How many times I say that he's enormous. He's enormous, okay? And wet, always wet and sweaty, and I think he stinks. He looks like he stinks. I'm pretty sure. She said she never spoke about it, so nobody knew except for maybe a person or two or something like that. But not her mother, not her kids, not her friends, because you know it's just it's embarrassing to say the least. I've been there before. You don't want nobody to know. So she said that she had been protecting her kids and him like for all of this time. And they were like, all right, well, if he was doing all of this shit to you and he was so fucked up, like, why were you trying to get back with him? And she was like, I was just being a silly ass woman. I mean, I wanted it maybe for my kids, and I wanted to believe that he could be different. He had revelations, he had changed, time went past, he could be different. She was like, but what was really lacking was that she never got an explanation for why he left her and the kids. Nobody even knew that he left her for 6 months, that he just up and disappeared and she stuck at home with little kids. And he, what did he do? He cut off the credit cards. He cut off her way to pay for the house. So he left her and then left her with no money and no food and went to go chill for 6 months. And then one day just came home and never said nothing, acted like he was there, you know, continuously throughout their whole entire time. So yeah, she's hurt. She ain't get no explanation for the things, and she was like, well, he wasn't apologetic enough. He didn't seem to understand what it was that he did wrong, and he wasn't fessing up. Like, he didn't take what he did and, you know, confess to it, apologize to it, and attempt to make amends for it in the way that she would have wanted, or that anybody would have wanted. Like, it just didn't seem like it was very, very sincere, especially with all the laughing, which I do think is a defense mechanism. But fuck defense mechanisms. Motherfucker, when I'm mad, don't be laughing. You better bite the inside of your lip. You better do something to not laugh. Yeah. They were like, well, do you think your mother saw it now? She may think that her mother saw it. And I guess her older daughter, she was like, I don't know if Cairo and the young daughter, I don't know if they saw it, but she said that she's ashamed of herself because she's supposed to be like a strong woman, and she wants to be a good example to her daughters so that they know, you know, how to be. And she sat there and she allowed somebody to, you know, mistreat her, and they were around, and, you know, she's embarrassed about it and upset. And they're like, are you going to speak to your daughters about it? She was like, yeah, I think I have to at this point. Because they could obviously just see the show whenever. Cynthia's telling her that she don't have to be no super mom. Candy is very shaken up by this. She got tears in her eyes. I mean, like, the whole time she seems pretty shaken up, pretty bothered by Sheree actually sitting there. She's crying, like completely crying. Breakdowniest crying, and, you know, wiping tears and all of that. And it's not something that we usually see from Sheree, because she ain't lying. She always played a tough girl. She got a really rough exterior. She's really aggressive. It's hard to get to her. She always got to come back. And just to see something really, really get to her and make her cry, I mean, boo-hoo crying, yeah, I guess it could get to anybody, especially the subject matter being something so touching that anybody would feel something for, you know what I mean? So Cynthia's telling her don't be a candy woman. A superwoman. Candy is shook the fuck up. Porsha tells her some love and light type shit, like, oh, you know that this wasn't your fault, and I don't want you to accept any responsibility, or blah 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 blah, and I hope you receive this healing, and I'm giving you a prayer, and you know, sweet stuff. Phaedra said, well, actually, statistically speaking, black women are the least likely to report being abused. Now, let me tell y'all one goddamn thing, okay? Because I know I'm always interjecting my own shit. The one time that I ever called the cops after getting beat up, they literally did nothing. They did not do nothing. They got to the house. He had threw me outside. I'm out there on the porch. I was like, he beat me up. He in the house. They were like, so go in the house and tell him to come out. I can't get in the house. You might notice I don't have on any shoes. He threw me out of the door and closed it and locked it. So where's your key? It's in the house is where the key is. Oh, well, if he's inside, then we can do. And they were walking away as if to leave. Almost as if they had done something, you know, with the tax money that I pay them. He don't work, okay? So he ain't paying you no motherfucking taxes, bitch. I pay your motherfucking taxes. Somebody better open this motherfucking door, and somebody better put him in jail. They were like, well, what did he do? He hit me right here, and but I was like, he was like, I don't see any blood. Yeah, you took a long time to come. The bleeding has stopped. I mean, do you want me to bleed uncontrollably? Do you see the mark in my mouth from where? Really? So I'm sitting here explaining to him why I am no longer bleeding, why I'm not hurt enough for him. He goes on to say, maybe you should have came in the house when he told you to. And then when they're leaving again, I said, you'll be back. Because he's going to open the door, and then I'm going to kill him. And then you'll come back. Well, then you'll go to jail. Well, what? At least somebody will be going to jail. At least you'll get to do your job at some fucking point in this motherfucking bitch. So, yeah. Don't call him, girl. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Waste their time. Do call them. But in certain states, especially from where I hear in California, if you get beat up by a dude, all he got to do is say that you hit him too or something, and you will go to jail. So, tell me how the fuck that works. So now, if I get beat up, I got to be scared of going to jail. So I can't tell. So yeah, that would be another motherfucking reason why people aren't telling. There's another state, I just saw it like in the newspaper, no, not newspaper, child. Something, article, something that's generating online over on Facebook, that if you call the cops for domestic violence, you get evicted. You lose your fucking apartment. So tell me how that is going to get people, that's going to get women to call in when they are being abused, if you have to fear for going to jail or being homeless. You're just going to keep getting your ass kicked, right? Until they kill you, because apparently nobody gives a fuck. Let me get off my high horse. Okay, so Sheree said that, yeah, finally talking about all of this was very therapeutic for her. She actually does feel better. And then Kenya, okay, Kenya has something good to say, which I knew that she would, because I knew that she was touched by what was going on with Sheree. Once again, everybody know that she tough, and even them fighting back and forth, she still saw Sheree when Bob said that shit to her in the car and like came to her aid, because she knew it was fucked up and she knew that she was hurt. So she feels for her on that, in that very specific little area. She got a little love for Sheree. So she was like, well, you were strong basically because you had to be strong. And I think the next thing is, yeah, you should definitely talk to your daughters. And I don't think they're going to think any less of you. They're going to totally respect you for being strong and for figuring it out and for, you know, moving on, doing all this by yourself, and protecting them. So basically nobody is going to judge you for trying to keep your family together. It's all good. You all good. All of that. All right. And Sheree is very, very, you know, she's still a little teary, but she's feeling good because everybody's giving her a, you know, big sisterhood of love and hugs and all of this and all of that. Okay, so next week, Bobo is going to be there with his extremely, okay, I don't know what he got going on in that beard, but I'm gonna tell you, it looked like he'd have put all kind of baby oil all over it. That shit shiny as hell. It looked plastic, like he just went and bought a plastic beard and just put that shit on. Bob. I'm just gonna hope that he's not wet and that he lost a little bit of the man titties, cause yuck, okay? Or wear a jacket. Wear a jacket if you got titties. Cover them up. Have some shame. Respect yourself. Respect yourself. Anyway, if you agree with any things I had to say, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. And until the next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out my previous video. I also have a beauty and lifestyle channel you can check out. Or swing by my fitness channel for a free workout. Don't forget to subscribe.